Is it
Yeah.
Chris?
Darren, which
Uh,
which
Chris,
one?
I'm working with one of your sons.
Oh,
Okay, wait. Okay, guys, we're starting.
okay, okay. We'll get
Yeah.
to it.
ET, welcome to the inaugural live for AMA Ask Me Anything. And today we are blessed to be in the presence of two living legends, Mr. Morris Day and Mr. Teddy Riley. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Doing
Wonderful.
great, great.
Wonderful.
Thank
How you doing?
We are. I'm great. I'm great. I'm very excited to talk to two great legends. Both of you are kicking off the seasons of Unsung and Uncensored, respectfully. We absolutely can't wait for the world to see it. I actually got a sneak peek of both episodes. Super, super, super excited about it. But first off, I wanted you guys, of course, to talk to each other. Have you now? I know a lot of times when we see legends, we think that legends know legends, but you guys actually know each other, right?
Yes, we
you.
do.
Yes, yeah, yes.
Copy, copy. That's super, super exciting. You got a lot of great people like in common, and I think that that's so amazing. So throughout the day, we'll be taking some questions from some of the listeners, some of the members of Black Planet. I'll be able to see them, and I'll let you guys know for sure. But first and foremost, what I wanted to know was being a part of something so amazing like an episode of Unsung, an episode of Uncensored, starting with you, Mr. Day. How did that come about?
Well, I believe I was contacted,
Yeah.
and you know, the way that you the unsung like probes into your life is that to me, I guess it's a timing issue because a couple of years ago I've been like, I'm not ready yet, I'm busy, but just because of the
Right.
pandemic, I'm sitting at home and
Yes.
I'm just kind of pondering everything, and it was just a
Right.
timing issue. And I was just kind of ready to do it, and it made perfect sense for me.
No, no, I get it. I get it. Mr. Riley, same question for you. So I'm assuming that they contacted you, of course.
Yeah. Actually, my publicist, Tara, she called me about it, and I kind of said no.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Why did you say no?
I said no because you know, unsung. I turned down unsung a lot.
Got it.
Uh, I've never done unsung, but when they came with uncensored and they started sending me references like Jermaine Dupri,
Right, right, right.
and they sent me some other ones, and I said, okay, let's do it.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
mind, sharing my story because we can't take it with us.
This is very true. This is very true. Now, Mr. Day, one of the questions that's been popping up all day, every day, is that, of course, your relationship with Prince. You and Prince actually went to high school together, right?
Not really.
Not really.
I went to North High in North Minneapolis where we lived. He went to Central, which was in South
Ah,
Minneapolis, but we were in the same band together.
the garage band.
Yeah. So that's really our connection. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, okay. That's super, super cool. I always want to know how it feels like to, I mean, when you're growing with somebody at the same time and you see them expand and you yourself are expanding, how does that even feel? Because a lot of people do not get a chance to see their friends flourish while they're flourishing.
Yeah. It was kind of an amazing thing just to see somebody who I've been knowing since we were like 13 years old. Um,
Right.
I knew, he had the drive,
Hmm.
because even when I got in the band at like 14, 15 years old, he'd already written 100 songs, he had in his little binder.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I just, I kind of, his work ethic early on was just pretty incredible.
Right.
And it was incredible to watch him do, from us just being kids north side Minneapolis, to what he eventually did. And of course, I was pretty amazed at what I was able to do as well. But just on the subject of Prince, it was pretty incredible to watch what he was able to do.
That's amazing. Mr. Riley, your very first artist, right, was Keith Sweat. Now, when I actually learned that, that blew my mind, like completely blew my mind. Now, you were the neighborhood, you were the fly guy in the neighborhood who was making all of the hip hop beats, correct? And then Keith approached you to make the R&B.
I don't know about the fly guy. I was the nerd, you
Okay.
know, that all of like my street, I call them my street heroes, my street celebrities, they looked out for me
Right.
and kept me off the streets. I always kept the house. I lived on the first floor, so I had an audience almost every day coming to my
Mm,
to hear what I'm doing next. And
good.
you will see that in my film. We're doing a docu series, and we're doing a mini series. So the docu series is for the
Oh
documentary.
wow.
So what
Right.
I did for Uncensored is just like a taste of many things, 4 decades, and it's so crazy.
Mhm.
I'm here, who I considered like a mentor to me, and I've watched everything he's done, and that's the fly guy.
Yeah,
Every
yeah, yeah.
oh, no sleeping on it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right, right,
uh,
right.
this here is because of him. You got you got you got to give flowers. Where flowers is due. He's
Absolutely.
and he's inspired so many, but me, he influenced because I always
Yes.
wanted to be the guy. When I never wanted to be an artist,
Right,
but I
right,
seen him and I seen Prince and I seen uh, 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 Roger Troutman, which is all the things that I do. I'm
right.
a singer, but I like to perform, and I got it from this guy right here.
Oh man, appreciate
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The influence is immaculate. And stemming from the projects that stemmed out of when you first started to move into your own outside of the Prince camp, that's when things really started to blow up because you were creating a movement, but where you both are so similar is creating that new sound. So tell me a little bit about creating a sound and hearing bits and pieces of it today in the music and how that feels.
Well, I just think, I'm fortunate, and I appreciate you, Teddy. I just remember, at a mall up, I thought we were at a mall. I think it was up in Woodland Hills, and you're with the guys, and and I knew it's like Teddy, it's Morris. Teddy came over, man. It was really a great moment for me because I was already admiring his work and talent and all of that, but
Right,
you know, for me, I feel blessed to be a part of something that's withstood, the test of time, that people still like to hear, that we're still able to go out and perform, and people still dig it, So
right,
to me, that's a blessing. And as far as creating the sound, we were youngsters. We were just doing what we do, and so now it's accredited to the Minneapolis sound, but certainly that wasn't on our minds. It wasn't our goal.
right,
It's just the outcome and the label that it's been given.
right, right,
We just
right.
do what we do. That's all.
Absolutely. And the same for you, Mr. Riley. The New Jack Swing was so huge. I mean, literally, I remember most Rex and Effect singles like word for word. But creating the sound, how did it feel to see the influence that you had on music?
Well, it feels amazing. There's been many records that I've done, and being in the music industry a long time and seeing people come, and build in the music industry, and
Right,
somebody influenced by someone, and just like I was influenced by, like I said, the time Prince, Mars and what's mint condition and just the mint
Hmm.
sound. But
Yep.
for me, I was influenced by it, but I said, how do I do something different other than that?
Right.
Because Prince for me is like the God, him and Michael are like the gods. So I was like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
do I create something different? But if I happen to get the blessing of working with those guys, how do I make a sound just for them? And then I started applying that to everyone. So my
Hmm.
basically predicated and inspired from the artist. So when I work with Michael, I'm inspired by Michael's sound and just adding my New Jack Swing in there.
Right.
And the
Right.
same for Bobby. So I did Michael and Bobby back to back and then did Prince.
Hmm.
So doing them and creating different sounds because I'm like that's a pet peeve. I can't do the same thing. That's like when
Right.
you ask me remake your song and I want to sing it. No, I'll get one of my producers to remake it. I'll put
Yeah.
my stuff on there and then I'll be
Right.
fine on my conscious doing the same thing, which is why
Hmm.
people don't know my sound and that
Mm.
or I did that record or Kissing Games or I went over here and messed around with Prince for a minute. Now I need to mess with Marsh Day, like
Yeah. So,
Hey,
shoot this shot.
let's do it.
but but I'm doing it every day. It's a new sound, for me. Every day it's a day, and every day is a new sound. So like I'm working with Hezekiah right now, and he's like, man, I want you to do you. Just give me the Teddy. I'm like, what is that?
What is that? Right. Right.
I gotta come. I can't be defeated.
That's true. That's true. Marcus from Black Planet wants to know which Michael Jackson songs did you do?
I did. Oh, guys, 19, 20.
Wow.
Oh, but for the Dangerous album, I did Dangerous, Jam,
Hmm.
Remember the Time, Keep It in the Closet, She Drives Me Wild,
Wow.
and Can't Let Her Get Away,
Wow.
One Black and White, and the other songs, I really don't consider just doing a cowbell or doing something. But yeah, that's what I did so far for that album. Invincible, I have to bring back my memories and get a list because it's a lot
Got
of
it.
we getting
Got
old.
it.
Hey, it's not that. It's just that you have such a discography. It's you have too much on your plate. That's what it is.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Both of you have worked very closely with these icons. So for Morris, I want to know what's one thing about Prince that most people don't know, and the same thing for you, Teddy. What's one thing about Mike that most people don't
Um, I I don't know. I think Prince was the same Prince, you know,
know?
with me that he was with everybody else. I just knew the inside because, it wasn't an act. He was kind of an introvert, but then again an extrovert, and then, just kind of a kind of different, quirky kind of dude. And, I just knew the behind the scenes because, we worked together as kids and young adults and all the way through. So, I don't know that there's anything. A lot of people might know a lot more about him because, I was kind of out, after I left. And,
Hmm.
after I left his camp, and I was doing my own thing. And, I never had Prince's phone number, and he was one of them kind of dudes. I guess he didn't carry his cell phone. So, I never was able to contact him. He just would call me at obscure moments of the day, like in the middle of the
No, I
night,
get it.
and the phone rang and, man, Morris, what are you doing? And it was just that kind of thing. But, I mean, as far as, I think I think he presented himself as mysterious
Yes.
to everybody, and he was kind of a mystery to me, and that's just what it was.
Yep. Yep.
Well, um, for me, Michael was just very funny. He definitely had street. So Michael, and my first time ever seeing Michael just go off, and it was just like totally different when Michael was like, heal the world.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it was like, forget about heal the world. Mother sucker, I want to stop. And like, what? And there was also a meeting that was supposed to happen on the Dangerous album that was supposed to include me in the meeting. So I'm in the studio in Larrabee, inside the studio, and he's in this creative meeting going over
Right.
cover, you know.
Right.
So he stopped the meeting and said to the staff, if there's a problem with Teddy Riley being here, I need to know that right now
Right.
because part of this album, he's not just a producer. He's the
Right.
creator. Like I want to go into his ideas because I've done it all. So
Right.
I want to steer me in that direction. So we started talking about the album cover and he had all these pictures on the table and he asked me, I'm like, me? I just, I'm only there 4 months.
Right.
So Michael's like, which of these pictures work for the album? And I said, well, if you truly want to know my opinion, none of them. He said, what, I'm supposed to do another photo shoot? Should I do another photo shoot? Don't do another photo shoot. Your album cover is actually that collage that you've been working on with the monkey and all of that. And that became the album cover.
Oh
Thank
wow.
that credit, you know, because I said, that's the album cover. You've been working on this thing since the beginning of you working on this project. I just got here 4 months and I see the whole creation. He's like, but I had to pick up the heart to do that because Michael was very intimidating, especially when I
Mhm.
go off on somebody. I just say, you know what, let me just,
Let me just pump it.
and then when he say, because he pulled me to the side twice, but once where he said, you know, don't be afraid to tell me if I suck or I'm off or whatever. Just please tell me because
Right.
I'm going off of you. We have to feed off each other. So you need to know this. I'm like, oh God, I feel like this father. I was young, you know, I'm in like, yo, let's go to the race car place. Let me ride some cars or you know.
Right.
But working in the studio, I'm totally focusing. When I'm given a direction, you know, I take it very, very like it's serious. So
Right.
he did that, and then 6 months he pulled me to the side again. I said, "Am I in trouble?" He said, "No, you're not in trouble." And he laughed at me because he thinks, you know, it's funny, you know, because he's just that guy. He's just such a positive guy, but don't get on his bad side. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Nope. Nope. Look, point taken. Point taken. I want to jump into a question real quick from this is for you, Mr. Dave, from Mama Bear BK. She says, please ask Morris how he has kept himself so fine all these years and how his voice sounds as good as if no better than it did back in 87.
You know, that's that's a good question, I guess. You know, thank you for that. You know, I guess it's genetics. You know, I have to blame my mom. You know, she, you know, she's still looking beautiful at whatever, however old she is, and she's a good 20 years older than I am. And you know, I just it's just genetics. But thank you for that.
Oh God, Mr. Riley, I had a comment for you. So, verses. So, verses to date has had 43 dynamic artists, right? And I know that your very first concert you went to was a Gladys Knight concert, right? At the Apollo Theater.
Right.
And in that 43, right? You are one and Gladys is one. How amazing is that for you guys to be a part of that?
So amazing. And Gladys is like an aunt to me. You know, I got to tell her just my whole thing of her being my hero.
Yeah,
And it's so crazy, you know, most guys' heroes is a male, but my
right.
hero her because she was the first to make me feel like, you know, she that was the day I said I want to be a star.
Wow.
the day she picked me up on the stage singing Neither One of Us.
Yeah.
And to see her later on when I was working on the Winans, It's Time to Make That Change. She came to the studio because her and Barry were, used to be married, Barry Hankinson.
Hmm.
So Barry Hankinson brought her to the studio as a surprise to me. And I was like, oh my God, I felt like a kid in a candy store. Like I met my hero. So meeting her and her being on Versus and us connecting every time, but we haven't been in each other's presence in so long, you
Right.
know, it's time to make that change. That's the
Right.
last I see her because she moved out here. And it's just,
Ah,
I moved to Vegas as well. She lives in Vegas.
right. Wow. Wow. That's super awesome. Sorry about that, guys.
It's,
Listen, still happens, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, the new season of Uncensored and the new season of Unsung, what does one even do to prepare for your episode? Are you doing a watch party? You having friends over? Like, what are we doing in preparation for this new episode?
you go, Mars.
I'm doing what I've been doing, keeping the house empty and, keeping everybody safe.
Right, right,
As much, as little, I should say, outdoor contact or out of the house contact as possible. I
right.
might, I might be overdoing it, but, this virus has taken some personal friends of mine. And,
Okay,
so at first I don't think I was taking it serious, but, when it took one of my dear friends, it made me, look at this whole thing differently. And
right.
so just, I'm going to enjoy it with my family, man. Inside these four walls that's how we're doing it, you know.
Copy, copy. I get it.
Same here for me. I'm actually in one of my man caves, and
Oh, okay,
they kicked me out of my room because being changed around and all of that stuff because I'm doing a photo shoot for something I'm doing in Africa. So I just said, you know what,
okay.
it'll be my trusted people here, and
Right.
but pretty much just banging out. So that's
Copy.
big
Yeah.
screen, watch it right here, and kind of because I watched some of it, and some of it just brought back memories and emotions. So
Right.
I don't even know if I'm going to watch it.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to support. I'm going to support myself because I know if I don't, others won't. You gotta
This is true.
love yourself,
This
not
You
for others.
got to. You got to.
No, I'm going
this
to.
is true.
At the same time, certain parts, it brought a lot of emotions because losing my best friend is it took a toll on me, and I felt like he was there for me. He was there
Right.
for me only.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I totally get it.
But
When you're moving, especially in the positions that you both are, and everything is just nonstop. COVID, the pandemic as a whole, just really froze everybody from their regular movement. What kept you going during the pandemic? Like, what was your work routine like during the midst of it? And we're still in it, but when you literally had to stop everything to kind of like rethink, what was that one thing that kept you going?
Um, you know, I just, I think it caused me to refocus a little bit, because I was, deep into my touring with my band, which has just been my thing, and they just that just so it
Right.
just made me refocus, and like I said, it gave me time to do the unsung and a lot of other projects that I've had on the back burner, and because there's something else in the forefront that you do on the regular. You just kind of gravitate toward that. But when that was kind of taken away from me, then it kind of made me just really refocus and do some things that I really been wanting and needing to do,
Right.
but I wasn't doing. So that's kind of what it was for me. New music, focusing on recording, the unsung and of course, let me just,
A little bit.
you know,
Yeah.
doing my book and all of that stuff. So,
Oh, that's
actually
awesome.
the book was already in motion, but, just refocusing and doing other things that I really wanted to do.
Right. Right. Okay. All right.
Well, for me, I'm just so happy that I have and I have developed a team that have been doing a lot for me and building. And I just been here in this house. I've been quarantined like 20 years more. Literally,
I hear you.
before
Right.
this, all of this, I'm in the house. All of my children, they come here, but it's so sad that I'm not able to have them here.
Right.
Here to California and Atlanta and New York. I hope to see. That's the only one thing, is hoping to see my kids in the flesh, very soon, because you're hurting when you can't see your children and your seeds and your family. My mom is in South Carolina, and my sister, dealing with a car accident and all of these things, and I'm losing 8 of my friends.
Wow.
You know,
8.
it's crazy. I've been taking it serious even before. I steam every day. Most of my regimens and things that I do every day. I'm just into health. Trying to stay around. So that I can see my kids. Do great things and be successful. So that's what I've been doing. I've been on quarantine more than 20 years, and I've been doing the same thing. But COVID has been really, really amazing for me. Amazing, because it's almost like, yeah, I did a concert right here in my house, doing verses in the house. And then,
Yes.
you know, all the crazy stuff. And then had some people come over to make sure that stuff is out there. They did a whole thing in my home, and they sprayed every room with this solution. And it's all that takes all germs and everything. And then they have this light. I just bought this light that kills all germs around.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
big on EMF, radiation, because
Yeah.
we have a body. And I was
Right.
suffering for a while until I found solutions. And the solutions are amazing. You get some cocoon, oxygen water,
Okay.
please.
Cocoon, oxygen, water.
Yes. And I'll tell
Got
you
it.
why.
Okay.
Have you guys been noticing getting headaches through the COVID?
A little bit. Yeah. 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 More than normally. Yes.
5G.
Oh, 5G.
It causes headaches. It causes inflammation. So
Wow.
keep that down, the oxygen water, to keep it, like just in its place, because radiation is like microwave. What is it doing? It's boiling the blood. It's boiling whatever you have.
Right.
I learned that from the people that I go to. The cocoon bath, the cocoon place is the best place for us. Being over 30, over 35, we now take even more precaution. Being in my 50s is really about taking precaution and doing the right thing to keep yourself healthy. So that's what I've been working on.
Awesome.
Hmm. That is super, super awesome. I want to go over to a question from Danny Canada, who is the deputy editor at Gossip.com. And she said, for Teddy, your first verses with Babyface became one of the most memorable moments in the pandemic and really made verses history. How do you feel about making that impact?
You
You knew
know,
it was coming.
I didn't make that impact. God made that impact. I always,
Well, yes.
most times, He's going to give you what you want. When you ask for something, you got to be careful what you ask for. So I had
Very true.
to be roast. And I
Right.
said, why all my friends, they get roasted? In that, you know, how you say that, 1 or 2 or 5%? But I'm there. Everybody treat me like I'm there. But what happened to the roast? So God was like, okay, you want to get roast? I'm gonna show you how to get roast.
Right. Right.
Roast by millions. It was over 8 billion instances. So just imagine 8 billion people know the Teddy Riley echo. No, Teddy Riley, can you hear me now? I could have done. I could have been the next Verizon guy, you know. And you turn of that head,
Right.
and then my boy Spice Adams, from Spice
Yeah.
Adams to Tony Baker, Tony Baker to Lala. I know all the memes. See, that's how you build friends. You know, you build them just naturally. The memes became me. Thank you so much for that, God. And that you can't buy that. You can't bring that back.
You can't.
That,
You can't. You
that
can't.
you cannot. It's
One
priceless.
and done.
It was
Yes.
done.
Yes.
But I feel great about it. It's an honor to really be a part of Versus and now be one of the share owners.
One of the
Uh,
shareholders. Isn't that amazing? Like,
it,
so
it's
all,
it's a
so what, for
it,
those who don't know, Swiss Beats and Timbaland sold title to, is it Triller?
Thriller. Yes.
Thriller. And they gave stake, they gave stock, they gave shareholders. So they're now 43 shareholders along with them
Shareholders and owners.
and owners of Triller,
Yeah.
which is actually, and Triller is $1 billion company, is it not?
Yes, it is. It's and it's going up, and they haven't gone public yet. So
The
uh,
the crazy part about it is there are
all
so many.
of ours, I'm gonna let them know. Listen,
Yes,
time. It's time.
it's time. You know, so many people don't understand situations like that, right? People immediately start to say, "Oh, they sold out," when it couldn't be farther from the truth. Looking at what they did, and honestly speaking, almost all 43 were all people of color who now have stake in $1 billion company.
Awesome.
That is huge
Awesome.
on so many different levels.
Well, huge for my children because
Yes,
you know, I just like I said, I can't take it with me, but they can enjoy it, and that's what I want. I want them to enjoy it to the utmost. From my oldest daughter, she's amazing. She's doing a lot of stuff with in New York, and they flew her to New York, and she's got this huge job, and I'm like, wow, this is
oh
amazing.
wow,
Is that Taja?
The other day, Dad, it just feels so amazing to be acknowledged in what I do because she used to dance for everybody. So just
right.
kids
Yeah.
enjoy this, and I can sit back now and say, okay, let me just do music
Yeah.
and enjoy and bring some of my friends, like Mars when he come back to Vegas, come to
Hey,
we
I,
just
I'm on my way. Hey, is you talking about Taja?
huh? No, not Tasha. Tasha, oh my God. I'm talking Asia is the oldest one. And Tasha, she's on another level. She's
Tasha just did she did my video, my head rush video with Trinidad James.
wow.
Oh,
And we just did a segment. She just did a segment with me for Jimmy Fallon that's going to air Friday.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, so your daughter is very talented, very
Look
gracious.
at that.
Hey,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
All
yes.
of them are, man. And I'm just
And I keep telling her, I said, hey, did you tell your pops I said, hey? She said, yeah, I told
some of my kids, they'll forget to tell me something and
him.
next I'm here with you.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
did your daughter tell you I said hello?
yeah.
But that's kids,
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
they
Listen,
take some time, give the OGs,
yeah.
absolutely,
time
absolutely,
and
Yeah, so she'll be on
absolutely.
Fallon with me Friday. So, yeah,
oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's dope.
And you
yeah,
know, I'm just so happy,
Listen,
and I can only say that this is a blessing for all of us, to
yeah,
stay here
yeah.
today and be able to share our journey. I'm just amazed. A lot of us we're not able to share our journey. We're not here.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
This
That's true.
lesson, I can only be grateful and grateful to all of my friends who's considered to others as fans.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
all my friends out there, I'm just grateful, and I'm gonna always make you all proud.
That's
Especially,
what's up.
I'm
Absolutely.
good for them because I worked with everybody. Charlie Wilson, uh,
Hmm.
Ron Isley. I'm about to do something else for him now, and he's working on a new record. You
Oh,
know,
that's awesome.
I don't know, Hezekiah and Kurt Franklin and all of these guys I'm working with still. So just
That's
the,
awesome.
I'm still loved and still requested to do work with people.
Yes,
It's a
it's
blessing.
awesome. That's super, super dope. Super dope. Mr. Day, there was a real pivotal point in your career where you knew you needed to step away and do your own thing, right? And I think with a lot of people, when it comes to their passion and where they want to go and what they want to do, they don't always take that next step. So, for that person who really wants to take the next step, but they're struggling a little bit, what's your advice for
Well, my advice is follow your heart.
them?
For me, I was stuck. Um, you know, uh, Granted, I was stuck under somebody who was super talented and super creative, but
Right.
I was unable to do anything on my own, write anything on my own without it being altered. So, I kind of had to fight for my own creativity. I had to buy myself out of the contract that I was under. And I don't regret it. I'm glad that I did. And there's
Right.
nothing like your own creative freedom and your own voice to do what you want to do and not what someone wants you to do.
Right, right. I think that's amazing. Look, time really flies when you're having a great convo. I know they told us that we only had 30 to 40 minutes and we about
Yeah.
to hit 40. But both of your episodes debut on March 21st, unsung and uncensored. I just would love to know one thing that you want the audience to take away from your episode.
Go ahead, Teddy. I
Wait,
can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh, Teddy, not another moment. Not
Ah,
another moment, Teddy.
uh,
Not another moment, Teddy. Wait, nope. Mm-mm. Okay, we got you. We got you. We got
I'll,
you. Okay,
I'll
so
go. The one thing that I would like for everybody to take away from Unsung for me is that, you see celebrities, you see people that you admire, and you you just need to know that there's a real life that they live and breathe and have issues, and it's not all always pretty, it's not always glitter. It's a real life scenario for all of us,
yes,
and that's what I think Unsung exposed for me. That I have a real life, behind what I do. People expect me to slide in the room doing the bird and doing the bird squawk, and but and that's all good.
right.
The truth of the matter is, when the camera's not on, I have a real life, and that's going to be the takeaway. That I just hope people understand and get to see what Moore's Day is really about on and off the camera.
Got it.
Can y'all hear
Got
me
it.
now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let it clear.
That's gonna be my word for now. Can you hear me? Before I start any
You
going
definitely
on
knew the
stage,
rise
I'm
guy.
gonna be like Mars with the mic. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes,
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
we
Well,
got
for
you.
me, I just want people to know what goes on in the light is not what always go on in the dark. So I'm now wanting to let people experience the background because people don't experience the background. There's so many
Right.
things that we leave for people to guess or scrutinize and different things like that. And I really feel
Yep.
like now I want people to don't know my life and go away with a lesson, especially the youngsters, the newcomers
Yes.
in the music industry and the industry period. Understand that don't go through what I went through. Don't go through what a lot of us, what Mars went through. Know your business and
Hmm.
know the attorney that you put in place and the accountant you put in place. Just know everybody. And for the last 20 years, I feel so grateful to have a great team. The
Right.
artistry, Max and Monica and Bull, who are like my people, and then Tara, who, we organically became close and organically became trustworthy to each other and others, because I want a company of people that reflects like me, as a reflection of me.
Right.
And
Right.
once you get close to that, because you're not going to get exactly that, but once you
Right.
get close to that, then it's a great feeling knowing that your team is working while you're sleeping. But I never sleep. So I just want people to know what's going on, what really goes on behind the scenes, and what I've taken for so long, you know, with the groups that I've been in. And, it's so much more. And you'll see that. You'll see that with the film. So
Got it. Got it. Listen, on behalf of Black Planet, Urban One, TV One, our entire family, thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us for the first live, the first AMA. We appreciate you so much. Two living legends. We cannot wait for the world to see your stories on the 21st of March. And listen, guys, keep being great. You inspire us much. You
thank you
inspire
so
us.
much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us. And
Thank you so
we
much.
Absolutely.
look forward to doing some more things and create more history,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All
Signing
right.
off.
Hey,
All
brother
right.
Riley.